Welcome to this video, guys. In this video we're going to set up our project. Okay, for setting a project I have taken a fresh folder, project parking lot system. You also take the fresh folder. Okay, now first we will initiate a manifestation file. Okay, that is package.json. For that we have a command called npm init. We can give npm init s also, so it will create up by default options. Okay, so now create a package.json. Okay, once we created the package.json, let's see what is our structure and how we're going to create our project. Okay, if you see, we're using the tech stack. Node.js is programming language, MongoDB is our database, and Express is our framework. Okay, create this application. Okay, so the packages which we are going to use in this project are this one. Express is our framework. Okay, Joy is for input validation, JSON web tokens for authentication, Bygroup.js package for password hashing, and Winston and Morgan for logging, and cards for resource sharing. Okay, I will tell about this one later. Mongoose is our ODM for MongoDB database. Okay, to connect with the MongoDB and doing all the operations with MongoDB. Okay, error handling and the authorization we will do internal. Okay, we don't record packages for this one. Okay, anyway, this is the command for installing all the packages. Okay, in our application. Let me hit this command. Okay, so now we're installing the packages. Meanwhile, we will see the structure, folder structure, how you're going to create our project. Okay, so this is our project main folder, parking lot system, and we have a src in which we have all the code. Okay, in which we have a config folder in which we will keep db connections. Okay, and different environment variables and configurations. Okay, configuration file. Okay, next middleware. Okay, we will do the authentication and rule based, okay, authorization and validation, error handling middlewares. All this middleware will see it here. And models are the blueprints of the, you can say, documents or tables of the real database. Okay, this is the models. Controllers are the one which decide what action we have to do. Okay, those things with respect to the auth, user, parking lot system, tickets. Okay, whatever we have discussed in the project, I have added 4, but yeah, going forward we will do for every action we have a controller. Okay, and the routes will decide where to go. Okay, so controller will decide what to do, routes will decide where to go, and services are the one which will do how to do. I mean, the real work and business logic will be done in services. Okay, the services will, you can say it's it's a bridge between the controller and the database. So it will access to the database, and it will take the data from the database and take the what to do. I mean, commands from controllers, and it will do the business logic in the services. And validations, whenever we have got the input, so we will do the validations of the input. Okay, then only we will pass through. Of course, utilities. Okay, for logging. Okay, whatever the things we will do some certain logging. And of course, response.js. Okay, we can change the response formats and everything. Any helper functions required, we will do all things in utils. Okay, so app.js is the in which we will actually set up the express app, and server.js is our starting file. Okay, so finally .env file we will create like this. So whatever the credentials we use are any specific sensitive data, we should not hard code in the code. So we will keep those things in a .env file. Okay, we should not push .env file into any source control like git. Okay, so we already discussed this one earlier. Okay, now let me walk through how the flow will happen inside the application. Let's suppose the user requested, and I mean clicked on API. Maybe he can click from a web application or a postman or insomnia. So it will come to the server.js, our starting file, and it will go to the app.js, which is our express application, and it will routes, it will go to the routes. Okay, the routes will decide so where you have to go. Once in the routes we can have input validations, or before going to the actions we will first do input validations, is the valid input or not. And then we will go to the middleware. Sometimes let's suppose say if it is a logging first time, so we don't do any middleware. But if it already logged, we want to access other resource, then we will check authentication middleware, the kind of middlewares we will check. And then will controller, will go to the controller, it will decide what action have to be done. So it will pass to the service which will do the real action, and it will connect to the models. Okay, if it is required, or third-party applications if it is required. Okay, then models will connect to the database, real database, and make the actions. Okay, in the same way we will give back to the response to the users. Okay, so this is the application flow. Let me walk through the folder structure which already I have created. Okay, if you see, this is my project. Okay, the first project lot system, parking lot system is my project. Okay, and this I have the src. I have created a folder config, constants, middleweights, models, routes, services, utilities, and a .env file, server.js, and this one. See, so many frameworks came later, so that they will create all this boilerplate code for us, but we are creating this one everything from the scratch so that we can remember long time. Okay, thank you for listening. Okay, we will start coding from next video onwards. Thank you.